And while we do that, all right, guys. So we're ready for the first topic, man. And you said you wanted to talk about Ahmaud Aubrey. What is your thought on that, man? Well, what do you?
I think all three of the defendants need to hang. I think they need to swing from a tree. I don't think I think they chased that man down. I think prosecution at one point, and I think I saw the prosecutor question one of the defendants, and he made it very clear that Ahmaud Aubrey was not a threat. He didn't possess a weapon. He didn't even say anything to those guys through that neighborhood. So just that testimony alone tells me that, these folks, they sought him out, they had an intention, they carried it out. And now the test is whether or not America is going to say to American citizens that it's okay to do that. If that's the case, I think that's when that lynching bill will come into place because I think that was an actual lynching. I think that man was frightened. He was horrified. They shot him several times. They videotaped it. They ran down on him. They trapped him. That's akin to a lynching. I think that's a modern day lynching, similar to what they did to Bird down there in Florida when they dragged him and tore his body to pieces. These are people who their humanity is in question. I don't even consider folks like that. I think they're the people who we should call subhuman. That maybe are
absolutely.
These are devils. These are evil people with evil intentions who never had anything good on their mind when they did that. So my thoughts on Ahmaud Aubrey killing, the murder, lynching of that black man it's an opportunity for America to say, you know what, lynching black folks is not cool, and we need to, I think that if America says, through its courts, through its jury system that, that's not something that we're going to tolerate and stand for. I don't know if I would applaud the decision, but I know that I would certainly feel.
You wouldn't. Well, you said you wouldn't applaud. What's the decision?
Because it's the right decision. It's the right decision. It's like justice. Render unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. It belongs to us. That's justice. I wouldn't applaud justice.
There's a lot of shit that belongs to us that we ain't getting.
See, no, I would applaud that though.
Arbery case, and just in that case, I think they owe us justice, and if they don't, I think what America is saying to black folks is it's okay to lynch your ass.
Yeah.
Well, they just said that they just kind of said it with the other trial.
Well, you know what? Let me say this though, Nike. I think that the only reason that there wasn't a larger uproar with this case that just happened with the young guy was the fact that he didn't kill black folk. But I unfortunately, I believe. Let me finish this. If they don't find those three guys, or at least if they can say this is the person that pulled the trigger, if they don't find that person guilty, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. If
that's the case.
You say what?
I say shit gonna burn if that's the case.
And I'm not saying that should happen, but now you're talking about the anger of people overflowing. As we talked about last time, there was a lot of gray in the last case with the young guy. There was gray there, and he didn't kill black folk. But this one here, like I said, they followed him. He was no threat. He was going in the other direction. He didn't pose a threat at all. He didn't pull a gun. He didn't say anything. They hunted him. And I listened to one of the father and the son. I listened to him on the stand, and he talked about how when he followed this guy, he followed Ahmaud. I'm sorry, Ahmaud, the name wrong. Ahmaud. He followed him, trying to talk to him, as he said. While he's doing that, his father's jumping into the back of the truck. You know why he's doing that? Come on,
right?
Because we know that if they didn't have that gun on them, they wouldn't have had all that heart to approach their young man that way. And here they were, older people. Right. We know that. And so the fact that they did that, so the fact that they did that is because they hunted him because they had a gun, and if he showed any resistance, they knew what they were going to do. He didn't show resistance, and they did it anyway. They hunted him. If they're not found guilty, there's going to be a problem. What are you saying, Nike?
What I'm saying is the thing is, So they always stand behind. They're always standing like. So one thing we all know is that the criminal justice system is not set up for us at all, right? So they always using self-defense as a as an excuse to do whatever they want to do. But when we're the ones that's scared, we're the ones that have guns pulled on us and all of that. Like, so what is different now than back in the 50s or even the 1800s? Like they have all the power right now. Like that's why I say we have to unify and change. Like even with this is an open and shut case for real. So, and it's taken, I mean, things just ain't the way they're supposed to be, man. And like, how long do they expect us just to sit back and be cool with it? It's starting to be a lot. It's starting to be too much. You know what I mean?
Well, actually, Nike, you're going back to the earlier conversations. Folk aren't sitting back being cool. That's what the whole marching and protesting, that's what I did. Sitting back being cool would be to not march and protest, to not, as God said, to not get in the street, to not have the sign, to not
I'm not
talk about
saying
it,
not
not
get in the
complain.
street. I'm saying marching and protesting is not changing the so
no, I'm not addressing that part.
Huh?
I'm saying when you said we're sitting back, people sitting back and not doing anything. And what I'm saying is that when people hit the street, that is their way of, that is them speaking. That is people speaking. I mean, actually, Nike, marketing, protesting is a form of unity. So when you say that, we didn't get to this one, when you say, why aren't, we united, that is the personification of a march and protest. I mean, it is. We didn't finish the last one, but I mean, that's people getting out of their comfort zone, getting in the street, standing up to police, standing up to to the system, saying we're not gonna not do anything. We're gonna stand here.
Let me tell you.
And not only that though, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna defer. Not only that though, by definition, and that's why they call it civil. Not civil unrest or not civil unrest, but that they're breaking the law, the civil disobedience. The whole point of a march, Nike, is to because in order to have a march, you're supposed to have a permit for it. The whole point is to get out in the street, stop traffic, and break the law. To say that we're not standing up, we're not going to stand by and allow this to happen without saying anything. So that in itself is folks saying something. My fault for cutting you off.
They just all right. So now, if we have to get out here and march and protest about the Ahmaud Aubrey case or any other, because something else is going to come, is guaranteed. So now, a precedent has been set where these folks can now come to any demonstration, any march, anything, and they can say, "Oh man, there was a lot of them out there. I was scared for my life."
yeah.
And then what? Now what?
Yeah, that's the
you
problem.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so the thing is, that's one of my all right. Like,
see, but I think what this is what becomes tough. I mean, and you do, and this is a tough part as it relates to the law when you talk about precedents, because you can't judge a person, and I guess this is towards you, Guy. In a court of law, you can't find a person guilty if you're saying we need to find this person guilty so the next person won't do it. No, we have to try a person based on the laws of this particular case. So if there's but if he can legally have a shotgun in that state, and that's what he had, and as Guy said, the legal age for owning a shotgun in that state was say 16, and he's 17.
He wasn't from that state.
No. But see, but what I mean, what I'm trying to get at is this where it becomes a tough one, because as I said before, I agree with you. I think that unfortunately, I feel like they're almost setting a precedent, but you can't judge him based if he didn't break those laws, you can't judge him and say because the next person might say they can do the same thing. You can't do that. You can only judge a person based on the laws and the way that their defense.
I don't understand what your point is though. Like
God, you understand what I'm saying? You want to chime in, man?
I understand what you're saying, and what I gotta say to that is, listen, it ain't where you from, it's where you at. You are bound by the laws of that jurisdiction, period.
Right.
And so that being the case, whatever the laws over there in Kenosha, Wisconsin are, those are the laws that govern that case. And that case is based on the totality of circumstances
that day.
Surrounding that incident, that whatever it was. And that jury found, based on the totality of the circumstances, that man was not guilty. Listen, I thought the fix was in from day one. I know that the rule has to be applied to the facts, and they applied the rule to the facts based on the instructions given by the judge, and because of that, they found that man not guilty. I wasn't surprised. The laws are kind of written for white males in America.
Right.